Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So in today's video, we are going to be doing an MLM fails. I have missed y'all. My hair is also air drying, so don't worry about that. And let's just get straight into it. All of these MLM fails are fails that you all have sent me. So today they're all Beachbody. So these are all Beachbody or body MLM fails. And it seems that this person sent me a bunch of MLM fails that were from the same team, like the same type of downline. So that was interesting. So if you would like to send me an MLM fail or something to react to, or maybe you just have like a topic idea that you're really interested in, or you've been seeing that you want me to review, definitely make sure to email that to me and then I will be able to get to that email. It just may take me a minute. It's also finals week, y'all. But with that being said, I've already done 2 out of 4. And then after that, I have a 3-week break and I am so excited to just create more content for y'all. So with that being said, let's just get into the first MLM fail of today.
Oh my goodness, that was so fun. I love these calls because I remember being on a call similar to this 10 years ago when I was deciding if I should jump in, and I was so scared and nervous and I wanted all the information and I wanted to soak up all the stories to see if this was something that I wanted to try. And so whenever I see people on the other side of the screen on these calls specifically, it just brings me back to those feelings of being like, I really want to try this, but I'm so scared. And one of the girls tonight mentioned that she's really nervous about what other people are going to think. And I could go on for days about this topic, but here's the thing. When you start doing things that feel right for you in your life and bring you joy and you feel really aligned with, and maybe you start to have people that don't like it or are not comfortable with it, or maybe aren't supportive. That to me was really hard at first because I am a natural people pleaser at heart. But one thing that was really powerful through that experience, and I try to encourage new partners to think about it this way too, if they're worried about that as well, and the judgment of others, is that, well, first of all, it's not their life. And second of all, it might be a blessing, as a sign to need to weed those people out of your energy and what you're giving without getting back, if that makes sense. And another girl commented that she is looking to build a deck and pay off some credit cards and things like that, and if this can be an I hate that thumbs up thing. I don't know why it does that. Oh yeah. If she can aid in adding additional income to their family to make those projects easier and pay off credit card debt faster than by doing what she's already doing, because she's already a client that's doing our programs and using our products, then it's kind of like a no-brainer. And it reminded me of when I started and I paid off her $80,000 in student loans through this. And I paid off my $30,000 in loans, and then I paid off my car. And it's just really cool what you can accomplish when you put your mind to something and when you have like a reason or a purpose for working towards something. So I love that girl had something specific that she wanted to work for, and I'm excited to watch her make it happen.
Okay, so I feel like, where do I begin? So to an extent, I do agree with her beginning statements of her saying that when you want to do something and people aren't supportive of that thing, it can be really difficult to kind of deal with that. So if you have a family member or maybe your best friend and say you got this new job and they're just like not excited for you, it can be really draining to be with people around you that just are kind of like preying on your downfall, I guess is like the phrase I should say. And I think it's crucial to surround yourself with supportive friends and family. But I also think that with things in life, it's also important to hear what your friends and family have to say say, and if they are saying things out of concern. Like, for example, if you are going to make a decision that they feel like, oh my gosh, that can really hurt this person, it makes sense that they would want to share that with you or share their concern with you because they do love you. So I feel like sometimes it could be difficult to figure out, okay, is this person like, do they want the best for me, or are they just an individual that just doesn't want me to win in life? And I think that those are two separate things. But with MLMs, they fail to differentiate those things. It's like, no, if someone doesn't support you, if they don't want to buy from your MLM, if they don't want to go on the trips, if they don't want to do this, then you should weed those people out of your life. And I don't think that should be happening. I think that plenty of times in my life, I have had close friends that want the best for me kind of be honest with me. And I would rather hear that than my friends lie to me or just like not share their concerns with me if there's something that they are concerned about. So again, I think it's important to surround yourself with the people that love you, but it's also important to hear opinions, perspectives, and concerns that your family members may have for you. And I also don't think that just because a friend or family member doesn't agree with every single thing that you do, that you should just kick them out of your life. I think that that's also weird because she did say, oh, it might be a blessing as a sign to need to weed those people out of your energy and what you're giving without getting back. So I think that this is the part of MLMs where self-isolation comes in. Many times in MLMs, reps begin to give advice that you need to weed out the bad energy, or if that person isn't supportive, if they don't buy from you, you need to kick them out of your life. I think that what this does is by kicking those friends out of your life, kicking those family members out of your life that actually have your best interest at heart, it is going to put you in a terrible position with your MLM. And I know with my MLM horror story series that I've done for years, people have emailed me that. I've gotten hundreds of emails where people say, I just wanted to bring up my concern to my friend, and they will share screenshots and it'll be nicely stated. And their friend will be like, hey, I really just am concerned. Like, here's this MLM's income disclosure statement. Like, they're really just trying to be helpful, and their friend kicks them out of their life. So I think that MLMs try and get you in this position where you are completely isolated from friends and family. And then what that does is it puts your MLM in the best position to lead you further in. Because if you don't have people surrounding you, like friends and loved ones, and you're kicking all those people out of your life, all you're left with is your MLM. Like, all you're left with is the people in your MLM, and those people are just going to try to continue to push you. Especially uplines, they're just going to try and continue to push you because the money they make is dependent on you. So I feel like not only did you kick people out of your life that are very supportive of you, but now you've self-isolated yourself. You have yourself in this position, and now you are more vulnerable to that MLM because you don't have that social support that you would have had otherwise. And then your entire life ends up becoming your MLM, which I have definitely seen. I have definitely seen people's entire existence become their MLM because they have self-isolated. And this happens a lot in cults and scams and MLMs. People are going to try and isolate you because they can keep you in that MLM longer. So please, if you are in an MLM, keep that in mind, that people around you may actually be looking out for you. And just because your MLM says to weed the bad energy out doesn't mean that that's what you should be doing. Because it may not be bad energy. It may be people that love you that are trying to help you and just sharing their concerns with you. And then this video just loved to talk about the income claims. So she said that there was a girl on this call. So she's not in the MLM yet. She's just a customer, and she's trying to pay off credit card debt. And she was wondering if this could aid in additional income for the family, for them to be able to pay off their credit card debt. And then she decided to mention that her friend or upline, I'm not sure where they are in the line together, but this individual decided to talk about, well, this person I know is now not $80,000 into debt. They were in $80,000 of student loan debt, and now they're not. I also actually paid off a $30,000 loan. Then I paid off my car, and then this person's car. And she just like keeps going. Please keep in mind that 75% of Beachbody or body reps make an average of $40 a month. $40 a month. That's not including your expenses. So you're in the negatives when you are in Beachbody. 75% of people are going to be in the negative. And then an additional 20% of people only make $273 a month. So these individuals know, based on their income disclosure statement, that 75% of people that join them are only going to make $40 a month, and then an additional 20%. So in total, 95% of people, that 20%, $273 a month is what they are going to earn. So no, you're most likely not going to be able to get out of $80,000 in debt. And please, if you are a person that was watching or on this call, please do not think that the debt that you are in this MLM is going to help you get out of, especially when you look at the statistics. So yeah, being in an MLM is not a good way to add additional income. It's actually a way to add more bills onto your plate, and I don't think anyone needs that at this current moment. So now let's move on to the next fail. I have reacted to this person. People keep sending me this individual in DMs, or not in DMs, but in emails. So I do keep reacting whenever I see a video that I feel like is interesting. So let's see this MLM fail.
I've been doing this for just over 9 years. Actually, like exactly probably, because I started 6 weeks after I was born. Okay, whatever. Close enough, right? Anyways, people are always like, how do you get it done? Seems like you're super mom, you do it all. I'm not. I am definitely not. I, most of the time, am winning ugly, and it's not really something I'm proud of. But there is something to be said that when I take the time and make the time, because we all have the time. I don't want to hear that I don't have time, because you do. Check your screen time and how much time you spend on social media, and then tell me that you don't have time. Anyways,
I feel like I am so over hearing people in MLMs tell individuals to look at their screen time. I'm so over people thinking that anytime you are on your cell phone, you have to be working. That people in today's world can't get 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour to just be on their phone, maybe messaging their friends, doing the Wordle, because I know I do my Wordle every single day, doing the connections. I don't know, maybe scrolling TikTok. There's nothing wrong with doing that, especially after a long day of work. And I just feel like I'm so over MLM reps kind of digging at people and making people feel bad that they are on their screens, even if it's just for like an hour a day. Because most people work 40 hours a week. When they come home, they most likely are exhausted, they are tired, and they want to do self-care. Things like watch their favorite TV show, I don't know, take a bath and scroll on their phone. Maybe they read on their phone. I don't think this entire thing of, I don't want to hear you don't have time, check your screen time, then tell me you don't have time, is an argument that should even be played anymore. I also think that in MLMs, you're just going to add more screen time. Like, they are trying to make it seem like when you're in the MLM, you're not adding a bunch of screen time, because you're constantly on your phone. You're constantly on social media. You're constantly trying to recruit people. You're constantly in people's DMs. You are constantly commenting on people's things and trying to get people to follow you. You're constantly getting people to try and join your MLM, and that causes your screen time to also go up. So instead of these people being able to, I don't know, go to their 9 to 5, come home, and then actually have some self-care or time on their phone to even scroll, whatever you want to do in your personal time, for some reason isn't good enough in the eyes of individuals in MLMs. I feel like they try and make it seem as if social media and being on your phone is like a chore, but for some people that's a way to kind of get some relief at the end of the day. Because I know that's what I do before bed every single day. I do the Wordle and I do connections, and it's kind of the way for me to like get in sleep mode. And that doesn't mean I want to be in an MLM recruiting people during that time.
it is putting myself for 30 minutes down here, and this is my lifeline. I don't like coffee. I know, weird, whatever. That's not me. It smells amazing, and the taste is like not as amazing as it smells. Green tea extract is where the caffeine comes from here. It's 100 milligrams. It's slow releasing, so you don't have those crazy jitters. There's not a sugar crash later. And combine the two together, a little workout, a little clean energy boost, and you can just get your stuff done. Today we got bagels, but in my stories, I got to share with you my biggest accomplishments in this business. I'm just going to share a few slides. It's exactly what I posted in the sneak peek, so some of this might be repeat information for some of you. And obviously, this ebbs and flows, so it's gonna start from 2020, and that's when I fully ripped the band-aid and was like, let's do this. I'll explain why in a minute. And then it will gradually lead up to what it is doing for me now and the accomplishments that I feel really proud of as of more recent.
Okay, so now I'm going to read these slides. So she said what she said, now she has screenshots. So the first screenshot says, first big win was during the pandemic. Wasn't considered an essential worker, so he was home for 2.5 months. He's the breadwinner and we were living in fear of the unknown. I knew I had this op at my fingertip, so I decided to put my head down and put in effort as it were a full-time job versus part-time job. And then do y'all see, if you're actually looking at the screen watching this, do you see the little thing in the bottom right corner that you can't read, that you have no clue what it's saying? Yeah, that's the income like statement of saying, oh, well, body doesn't guarantee that you make any of this money. Why is it that small? Because if you're going to put an income disclaimer, if you're going to put the legal thing that Beachbody tells you that you have to put, which makes me believe that this individual knows what she's doing if she claims income and stuff like that, because she knows to put the disclaimers there, you can't see it. What's the point of putting it there if you can't even read it? Most people, not only are they going to not try and, I don't even know, can you zoom into an Instagram story? I don't even remember. I would have to go on it and see, but I don't know if you can. I know like TikToks, you can zoom into it, but I forget if Instagram stories, if you can. But who's going to be able to, number one, read that? If you can zoom in, who's going to be able to zoom in and read that or even look at that? Again, I'm glad that she's posting the disclaimer because it's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to talk about the fact that you cannot guarantee anybody to make any money in an MLM, but you're not supposed to be blending it in with the background and making it the size of an ant because nobody can read that. The next post says, I remember waking up one Thursday morning, which was payday, checking my back office and being taken back. I had earned enough to make our car payment that month. Then I did it again the next month and the next. And because of my consistent efforts, we paid it off a handful of months early. Can y'all spot the disclaimer? Spot the disclaimer and tell me in the comments below where the disclaimer is on the second photo. Because why is it blending in with the gravel? Why is it blending in with the ground? I can't even think about the things that she's actually writing on these slides because I'm thinking so much about the fact that this disclosure statement is literally blending in with the gravel, same color, and it's as small as an ant. Okay, so the next slide says, then I set the bar higher and made it a goal to match my earnings to our truck payment. The feeling of sending my husband screenshots each month of my earnings, matching those payments as a mom homeschooling her kids and doing this in the pockets of her day is something I will never forget, and it motivates me to keep showing up in the mess we call life. We were able to pay off the truck a few months early as well. Can y'all spot the disclaimer in the third post? Because again, blending in with the gravel. I don't think that when Beachbody or the FTC says that you have to put the disclaimer that you can't guarantee money, that they're saying that you should put it so small that no one can actually even read it, because that's not what they're saying. So for example, for the FTC's disclaimers that they enforce onto, for example, influencers, if you ever look at those documents, it does say flat out that it cannot be very small. It has to be bold. It has to be out there. People have to know that that post is being paid for or whatever it may be. Even if you have a gifted item or a PR item, you're supposed to put like hashtag gifted or something there, even if it's on an Instagram story, for people to know that you were gifted this product or given this product or you're being paid to talk about a product. So the same thing needs to be done for MLMs. You can't put things that are that small, because to the FTC, that's going to be like, you didn't even put it there anyways, because you're still not being 100% truthful with consumers. So the same way that influencers, content creators are supposed to be putting those disclaimers, MLM reps are too, where people can actually see it. The next post goes, what would your household feel like if you no longer had one or two car payments because you chose to prioritize your health? So in my opinion, it's not even prioritizing your health when it comes to joining an MLM. While I understand that Beachbody, or being a Beachbody rep, you are essentially required to work out daily and eat in the way that they tell you to eat, you have to do so much more than just prioritize a healthy lifestyle. You have to sacrifice so much more. You have to do so much more, and you have to spend most of your time in DMs messaging people and trying to get people into your MLM. I feel like when you're trying to get people to join as reps, you can't really talk about the fact that you need to prioritize your health and that joining is just you prioritizing your health. Because at the end of the day, it's not about prioritizing your health anymore. It's about recruiting people and trying to make money in an MLM, which isn't prioritizing your health. And then this is the last slide I'm going to read. The next couple slides are her and her family, and I don't feel comfortable posting that. So I feel like this is one that I also wanted to talk about. So it says, now where it gets really fun, paying for travel all last year. As a stay-at-home mom, work trips are jetting off to the grocery store or Target, right? Following the daily vitals consistently, I was able to fund a solo trip to Destin for our leaders retreat. Then solo to San Antonio. Y'all know that's where I'm at. to our annual summit, next a family trip to DC, another solo trip back to Florida, and lastly pay for our family to fly to San Francisco in the fall. Can y'all spot the disclaimer on this one? Because it's so small. But in general, we know how work trips work on this channel. We know that they're not free. They're not something that you're going to be earning or anything like that. So I feel like we don't even need to hint on that. But in general, I feel like this team is very quick to make income claims, or kind of do whatever they need to do to get you roped up into their MLM. Okay, so this is the last fail for today. I know today's was a bit shorter, but this is essentially the same team. So I thought that I would do like a dedicated Beachbody video, but then also like a dedicated video to just this team. So let's listen.
I came in because I've been talking with so many of you, actually 6 of you are already committed to coming and checking out group that I'm hosting, co-hosting with my business bestie starting this Thursday, so in just 2 days. It's just a quick 3-day private group chatting about how I and what I do in this business that has allowed me to live out my dream to be able to come home and be with my babies. I've talked with so many of you over the years about having a desire to be home, but it's not being possible because you need to provide for your family. Well, this is it. This is where I am going to share with you what I have done while I was working a full-time corporate job with 2 littles, under 2 and under 5. I did it up until then. Working full-time. I worked in corporate America for 8 years, and I traveled every 3 weeks for weeks at a time. And how I was able to build a business that allowed me to leave my job in corporate America and come home to my babies and now be a stay-at-home mom, but also be not only a present mom being stay-at-home, but also have a passion for myself that I love to pour into, that work that I love to do, but that I get to choose when I do it. I get to choose when or how often I want to work, who I want to help, have purpose outside of the home, but having my work that I do in the home with my kiddos and with as my number one priority. And this allows me to provide for my family while still having them as my number one and being home with them. So many of you I've talked to over the years, and we've had conversations and you've had questions about like, what do you actually do? Well, if that's you, or maybe you're new here, I know I have a lot of new faces, and you're like, I don't get it, or what do you do so that I can do that too, right? I think we all want more freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, flexibility. This is it. So it is a private group on Facebook. Like I said, my business bestie and I are leading it. We are going to share behind the scenes, answer and just be real, raw, and honest, and show you the behind the scenes. So if you are at all interested, or maybe just need a little bit more freedom or purpose, you know what to do. Slide this bar below, and I'll get you in the group, and we'll officially kick off on Thursday. We also have a few fun, free little surprise giveaways just for following your little gut instinct in your heart to explore more. There's so much of life that is planned out for us, friends, and that the Lord has planned for you. But it's our job to follow those nudges and to explore and really find our passions to help honor Him and to serve Him. And
to help honor Him and serve Him. So is she saying like your MLM by like joining as a way to serve God? I'm kind of seeing a general consensus with this entire team. Not only do they like to prey on homeschool parents, I've done videos on that in the past. If you go back to my other MLM fails, you'll see videos from this team where they're talking about homeschooling. So you've got the homeschool bit where they are trying to recruit people that want to do homeschooling with their children or want to be at home. So they're kind of trying to prey on, I feel, single parents or parents that want to be home with their kid but can't for financial reasons. And then on top of that, there's a lot of faith manipulation and stuff like that in this specific team. So when you get recruited into the MLM, if you were in a vulnerable position where maybe you lost your job, you wanted to work from home, you're a single parent, military spouse, any of the vulnerable positions you could be in, college student, because a lot of college students have student loan debt or struggling to pay it, etc. What ends up happening is when you join, they try and get you to kind of concoct this story of why you joined and what got you to join. And then they make you go out and try and recruit other people who are also in vulnerable positions. And then you don't recognize it. You don't recognize that, wait, I was once vulnerable and now I'm trying to recruit people that are also or was also in that same position that I was in. So the higher you get in the MLM, the more you're going to be recruiting people that are also in another vulnerable position, or most likely that position that you were in. It would make a lot of sense if one of these individuals was the upline and they recruited the other two people, because we're seeing a lot of the same trends of like trying to recruit homeschooled parents or individuals that want to homeschool. And I haven't seen that before. I've seen videos on everything else. I feel like for the 3 years I've been making content, I have been seeing videos on people trying to recruit military spouses, single parents, college student, but I haven't seen them go for the homeschooling. I haven't seen them go through the route of like, everyone that wants to homeschool their kid, join this MLM. And I feel like that's just another group of people that they have found that they can kind of attach to and get to join them. So let me know what you all thought of this MLM fails. This is a bit of a shorter video. I do have 2 more midterms to go and do. One I have to study extensively for. I think I have over 250 note cards to study, and it's a lot. So I'm going to go do that. I will be back next week with some very good content. I'm very excited to get 3 weeks of a break. I am going to be spending a week in Florida with my family, but besides that week, I'm going to have 2 weeks off before that to just be able to focus on social media content, which makes me so excited because I love those little breaks where I can just like finally make the videos that I've been wanting to make, because I feel like there's so many videos. Like I end up having this running list. If y'all could see my content notebook, I have like a notebook, the same style I used for my school assignments. And I just have like a running list of video ideas. And then it just continues to get added up because things like finals are coming up and then I can't upload as much as I want to. Or a lot of those videos that I want to make take a lot of research. And I don't have the time to do that when I have finals coming up and all of my last minute papers. I think this semester I had 7 papers, 3 presentations, and 4 finals. So it's been a lot to try and do all of that, and then also get out those deep dive style videos that I really like to do on certain scams and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to be able to make that content for y'all. So don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you made it this far, leave a sunshine emoji in the comments down below. Summer is coming up and I'm feeling very excited for that and very excited to get some 3 weeks off of school before summer classes. So also let me know if you are in school currently, how are your finals going? I would love to know. I know that I took 2 of mine. I passed with A's, so I'm very happy about that. And I have 2 more left, and then we'll see where that kind of lands me. But I hope that you guys are also having a good time for finals. If that is you, I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.